Hello and welcome to Phlearn. My name is Aaron Nace, and today we're going to show you all about the brand new frame tool. So behind the scenes, what is the frame tool? Well, basically it allows you to create a custom shape in Photoshop and then place an image into that shape. Now, historically, you could make a rectangle, you could make a circle, but that was about it. Now we can use custom shapes, we can make our own shapes, and we can use generative AI to fill it with AI images. Let's go ahead and show you how to do it in Photoshop. So here we have this image of our subject like collecting flowers. I want to make it look like she's collecting flowers for her flower shop. That's my goal here. So what we're going to do is grab our frame tool. It's located right over here. This is the frame tool. Honestly, it's not a tool that we usually use that much in Photoshop, but with this new update, I think we're going to use it more. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Now, historically, you could create a square, you could create a circle. Now you can create a triangle, or you can create a custom shape. So you can go ahead and create custom shapes. Now here for the custom shapes, let's go ahead. All this is brand new, by the way. You can click here and you can see you have like wild animals. You can go ahead and create some leaf trees. You can do all these shapes. You can download shapes online and things like that. Now I have a few more custom shapes here than you might see because I went ahead and used this little preferences, and I went to go to append default shapes and then just hit OK. And then it goes ahead and just like gives you more on your list. So like the whole idea here is, let's say you have a wild animal. Let's grab an elephant. Why not? We're just going to do this as a little test. So you can click and draw your elephant. Okay, so now you have a frame of an elephant. This is all new. Again, before you could only do a square or circle. So we have an elephant, and then you could fill it with whatever you want. So you could import an image here, or you could generate an image here, and you can generate your image. You've got the new generator here. We'll just type it elephant. All right, and I'm just doing this to kind of just show you these new shapes. Now, of course, that's cool, and there might be some times when you want to use an elephant in your image, okay? This is like, you know, showing an elephant within an elephant. So we have our background, we have our elephant, and then the elephant frame. It's like, let's put the elephant in the elephant frame. There are some times when you might want to use this, but you know what? We're just going to delete that because most of the time you're still going to want to use relatively simple shapes because, let's face it, for our design, there's not that many cases when we want to like put a picture of an elephant inside the frame of an elephant. Maybe for fun, but for professional use, we probably want to use more like simple like design shapes. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to create our own shape. Now you could do this from a logo, you could do this however you want, but what we're going to do, I'm going to grab here my rectangle tool in Photoshop. And let's go ahead and just click and drag with the rectangle tool, something just like that. I think it's going to look really good. And then we're going to go right up here to the top where I have my rounded corners. I'm going to click and drag, and we're just going to add some rounded corners into that. Okay, so I've created a custom shape. Now you can do this with any of your custom shape tools here. You could do this with the pen tool. You could trace a path. You could do this a lot of ways. Anytime you have a vector path in Photoshop, if you want to go ahead and make this a shape, all you have to do is go to here to edit, and then we're going to go to define custom shape. Okay. And we're just going to call this rectangle 01. There we go. And hit OK. Fantastic. Now let's just delete that rectangle. So we're going to go back to our frame tool here. And then here where we have our shape, we chose an elephant before, but now we're just going to go to the very bottom of our list. And you can see if I hover over this little guy here, this is my frame 01 that I just made. So now I'm able to create that exact shape, there we go, and use it with the frame tool. So you can see here we have this shape and it has our frame applied. So this is pretty cool, being able to create your own custom shapes and then use them with the frame tool. Now, let's go ahead and dig in to see like how the actually frame tool work. So here we have the frame, and then here we have the image that we want to put into the frame. So we have a couple ways of doing this. We can go to import image. There we go. And then for this, I already have this picture of flowers already loaded up here. Okay. Now you can download these flowers. You can download this background image totally free on Phlearn.com. Just follow the link right down below. That way you can follow along. Let's go ahead and hit place, and it's going to place these flowers right into that frame. Now this is kind of cool because I can click on the flowers here and I can move them around inside of the frame. Like if I hit Control or Command T for transform, I can scale these up or down, and you're going to see wherever I move them, it's going to stay inside of the frame. Or if I click on the frame, I can just move the frame itself. Okay, Now, of course, I can generate my own images as well. So let's go ahead right over here, and I can generate my own image with the frame tool. So you can see I could hit replace image here, and I can generate this using AI, or I can just go to import image and put another image. So let's go ahead. I'm going to just hit generate image. There we go. And I'm going to type in flower shop. Okay. And our our style here is going to be a photo, and we don't need any effects or anything like that. We're just going to generate, and you can generate as many of these as you'd like. So I have a concept here, right? Like my subject's collecting flowers for her flower shop. This is like what I could think of like an actual use case might be. Now let's go ahead and put this flower shop. We have a few different options here. By the way, you can click on your different flower shops. You can always generate more flower shops if you want to. I'm here in my properties window. So if you want to create more generations for your flower shop, all you have to do is click on generate right there. And you're going to be able to make as many generations as you want to. This is, again, just using Adobe's AI. There we go. And it's going to generate some more. That's kind of cool. I like that frame. I think might look good. So the next thing I want to do, I want to place this behind my subject, but still in my photograph. So let's go ahead. We're going to just turn this layer off real quick. Let's go to our background layer here, and we're going to go to select subject. Okay, so we've selected our subject. Now, if I go to my frame right over here, so I have my frame tool with this, what you're going to see is actually my layer mask option is grayed out, meaning I can't make a layer mask on this frame. But here's a really cool workaround. If you group the layer with itself, then you can just put a layer mask on the group. So let's go ahead and just group the frame with itself. Control or Command G is going to allow you to group anything. You can select multiple layers. You can select a single layer. You're going to group it with itself. Okay. So now we have this group one, and I'm going to go ahead and click right over here on our layer mask icon, or you can do it in your contextual taskbar, either one. Boom. Now, you're going to see it's the opposite of what we want, right? I want it to be invisible where our subject is and visible in the background. No big deal. Just go ahead and click on that layer mask, okay? And we can go up here in our contextual taskbar, go to ... and go to invert mask, or you can hit Control or Command I. So invert that mask. And then now, this is kind of cool, right? So I can still go to my frame. I can move this around, like I'm just using my up, down, left, right arrows. I can move this around in the background, and it's behind our subject. And then check this out. Maybe I want this frame in the background to be a little bit brighter. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our adjustment layers right over here. Okay. And we're going to go to where it says levels. There we go. So we're going to create a levels adjustment layer. Now, with this levels adjustment layer, we're going to use this little icon here, and that's going to clip that. So it's going to make sure that this levels adjustment layer is only affecting what's on the frame. Okay. You can also hold Alt or Option and go right in between two layers and click and unclick. So this is going to be clipped. It's going to move over to the right-hand side, and you get a little down arrow pointing the frame. That's letting you know it's only going to affect this layer, okay? You can hold Alt or Option and unclick it, and then it's going to affect everything below it. So if you have this little down arrow, that's what you want. It's going to tell you it's only going to affect your frame. So let's go ahead and double-click there, and I'm just going to make this a little bit brighter in the background. That looks really nice. Fantastic. And then let's go to our frame. And then you know what we want to do? Let's just choose, there we go. Let's choose a little bit of a stroke. Fantastic. So we're just going to put a stroke around that image. And that's kind of a cool image, right? So we have our subject now collecting flowers for her flower shop, right? And not to mention that we're using the frame tool and we made this as a custom shape. You can still go right back into this this generation that you made. Go ahead and click on the properties window, and you can change out that flower shop at any time. You know, of course, I'm just using a flower shop here as an example, but you can literally make this anything that you want. So don't forget, at any point in time, you can just bring in your own image into this frame, okay? By clicking here on replace image. You can import a photograph if you already have one, or you can generate this using AI. And that's literally all there is to using the brand new frame tool in Photoshop. So you can see it's got a lot more capabilities. Let's just show you. I'm going to hit F for full screen. There we go. A lot more capabilities than we ever had before. This new frame tool is so cool. If you enjoyed today's video, give us a big thumbs up. And if you want to get more free tutorials, click on subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will Phlearn you later. Bye, everyone.